I have finally made it back into the woods. It has been a long ass time. The gas prices haven't helped anything, and other stuff going on. So I got the dog out here. I don't know if he's lost weight or what, but his vest is super loose, so I gotta mess with that. But you probably recognize this spot. This is where we've been a few times, and I was gonna go somewhere new out here, but I don't see any point in making a new fire burn area, and this is a great spot. So I'm gonna do something different with the quit peeing on everything. With the shelter, I think that I want to do a lean-to, but I don't want to do one as high as I did last time because it had a lot of height but not a lot of coverage. So to get me and him under it, I want to do something that's more flat. So got a lot of gear that I usually take with me, or I've taken with me in past videos, and I'm going to use a lot of these poles hopefully, so I don't have to chop down a ton. But I do have the big axe, and then I have the big saw too. So we're gonna get to, I think I'm gonna build the chair first. So I have somewhere to sit, get him some water, and get his vest adjusted, and then go from there. So yeah, it's good to be back. It's like 82 degrees out. It's gonna be in the 50s tonight. I got a wool blanket to sleep with, so it's gonna be nice. Try to find something long enough here to go around my tripod for my chair. I should have the cordage for the actual chair already in it. I think this will work. Might be too long, but too long ain't wrong, or something, right? Something like that. Something. All right. All right, so I think I got my poles. I don't know what poles I used last time. It doesn't really matter, as long as they're like equal length to make my tripod. So I'm going to bind and lash them together, and then I gotta find a seat bar to put my chair on. So yeah, this will definitely be plenty of cordage to go around that. So I'll show you guys the little technique here. It's been a while. Probably not for you because I haven't made a video in a long time showing you, but yeah, I'll show you anyway. You're welcome. Are we on? Can we see me? Okay. So I got my 3 poles here. They're about the same length. If you've never seen me do this before, you want to keep at least one end where the poles are even, because that's going to be your base at the bottom. If they're uneven, it's going to make it harder to adjust. Granted, the whole thing will like spread out and adjust, so it's not a huge deal. The ground's not flat, but it just helps. So got my cord in my hand here. I need to drag these out. Look out, Bubba. Got big boy here. So let's see here. It has been a hot minute since I've been out here. It helps too if they will come together if they're straight. These are not super straight, so I'm going to put the tops together straight so that it's easier to lash. So what I'm going to do here is come through. I have a loop tied. You can see the screen's black, so I can't see what I'm doing. A loop tied in the end of it here, so I can just take and run the running end of the cord through it on my initial, and I don't have to actually tie it to the branch or the stick. I guess I have one on both ends, but it doesn't matter. Let's go. So initially, before you really start, sorry, I hope my angle's not bad, start getting this together, these are always kind of a mess because they don't want to line up and stuff moves all over the place. Once you start getting them tied, they get a little better. I might have to take my gloves off because dexterity is not a thing. Alrighty. So you go around them, get your 3 together there, you pull that tight, and then this is where you got to kind of hold it together until you start getting it really good here. So then you're going to come back up underneath, come around it. I usually do like 3 times. Depends on how structurally sound you want it to be. Do 3, 4, 5, 40, whatever. The more times you go around, obviously the longer cord you're going to need. It's not super tight yet. So see how they're... Alrighty, I saved you. So I went through it. I went up and then down back through the bottom and around my initial cord, my wraps with the fraps 3 times. So now I'm going to come across and go through this other side and come down through those to wrap around these. Because all that's going to do is pull everything together. So we're going to go down through the top. It's kind of going to cross over that middle one. I'm going to keep everything nice and tight. What is that? A grasshopper on cocaine. Making all kinds of noise. Sam's wondering too. Okay, so up. And then you're going to go back down through the top. And this is made for tripod. You can use this for cooking. It works for this chair. It's quite a versatile thing here. Alright, so we got our tripod built. I got my chair fabric here. It's from the Hidden Woodsman. It's pretty sweet. I think it was like 25 bucks or something. So we'll take the tripod. And it's obviously one of them's longer than the other. Can't see because there's a big dog in the way. Hey bud, come back here. Come over here. Yeah, that's fine. So you're gonna split these apart. When you split them apart, it's gonna start doing your seat area. So then you kind of have to decide how you want this, like where you want to tie up your seat. Like if you want your post to be, I'm on the wrong side here, but across here, and then you sit here and lean back, you got to kind of decide how you're going to do that. So I think I want to use these two that I'm on. So I'm going to pick this up. Usually when I do this, I tend to, there you go. Got bub. Ooh. I usually tend to use this to prop up part of my shelter when I'm out here. What I'm going to do this time, instead of using this for a prop, is I'm going to leave it mobile so that way I can move it around as I want. The shelter, I'm going to have to build probably another tripod because I want to do a ridge pull off the tree. So we'll see. We'll see, right? Yeah. So I have this is my seat piece. It's going to go under my butt. So that's going to mount right there. And then the seat will actually slide onto this and then tie to the top, and it's almost like a little baby half hammock thingy. Good boy. So we're gonna tie that on, and then we'll be ready to go. Heyo. Tie it up here. We're gonna see. I have to adjust it. So I thought I had all my string in here, and apparently I only have one. I think last time I couldn't get the knots undone, so I just cut it. So what are you crying about, little boy? You love getting right in between me and the camera, don't you? Don't you? Don't ya? And the way I'm going to tie these on is Canadian jam knot, and then I'm going to wrap it because it's what we do. Look out! Look out! Come over here! Come on! Right here! Sit down! Sit! Alrighty. So yeah, we're going to get this strapped up. So we're all tied up there. Already did the sit test. One thing I don't like is that I feel like I'm sitting like really straight up, and I'm camping, right? I want to chill. So that's why when I tie these, I only tie like an overhand, like you're tying your shoes. So I'm going to loosen that so I can drop the top down a little bit so that I'll sit back and not as much as straight up and down. So we're getting there. Here's what I'm thinking, boys and girls. So I have this pole, will be my ridge pole on the top. I'll tie it to that tree, but I don't want this as high as it was. I think I'm going to do a tripod on the end. So I think that this is going to be my height checker. So I think that height will be good, because then I can sit in it and I'll be okay. And then the less height, the shorter the poles need to be, because they just have to go back to the ground. I just got to make a tripod, I guess, that sits this high is what I'm looking at. So I'm going to have to do that for show. You don't know what to do with yourself, do you? Nope. What's the next step? Ridge pull. So here's where we're at. This was Junior's chair. We came out here like a year ago. I took the leg braces off the bottom and I'm gonna use it for part of my ridge pole. The only thing I was looking at is to keep it sturdy, lean inward, this pole needs to be in, which is gonna cut into my sleeping area. What I'm thinking I'll do, since it's gonna be supported by the tree, and on this, I can probably turn it sideways and then it should push the weight into the tree, which is obviously gonna be a lot more sturdy than this. So I think that's the move, because right now it's gonna pull in this way, but if we turn it, yeah, I don't want all that leaning in because that's gonna cut X amount of feet into a space that's not gonna be huge anyway. So we are going to figure it out. I think initially I'm gonna prop it up on that tree and get it tied, and then I can mess with the tripod to get the end down here, and then I'll tie it to the tripod. We should be good, and then we're gonna have to start putting our ribs on the back, and then after the ribs get on the back, I'll decide if I want to pine needle it. I don't really know if I want to. All these twigs and stuff for the fire pit, so I'll figure it out. All right, so we got a pole propped up here next to the tree. We're gonna actually be tying around the tree. So this string is not gonna be long enough, but it might be long enough to tie to our tripod. So we'll hold on to it. Let's see, I know I have more cordage here. Ooh, you know what? I actually have cordage from the last time I made a shelter out here. You're okay, bub, quit. That's why it's always good to bring just a ton of cordage, because you never know how much you're gonna need. All right, this was used last time I was built a shelter out here. When I broke it down, I kept the cordage. One, it's not going to degrade. You don't want to leave it out here. And two, you can reuse it later. So I already have a loop tied in the end. Like I said, almost all my rope does. And then I usually have a stopper knot in the other end. You're fine, Bubba. Chill. So we will do is temporarily prop that just to hold it up on there. And then that'll give us our height. So then we know we want it about there. It's kind of dangerous because there we go. It wasn't super sturdy initially. All right, so then we're gonna hug this tree. Tree hugger. So remember, we're not tying the vertical pole, we're tying the horizontal one. So I'm gonna run that up through there and run the hole running in through it, because I'm going to use it to pull back on itself. Sam's a whiny boy today. I don't know why. I guess he was last time we were here too. How did I do this? That one. Throw the running end over. Go. Yeah, we go up and over. Around. Go around it again. Back around the tree. So that we're crossing, keep it all tight, because this is going to support the majority of our weight here. All right, it's embarrassing. I haven't done this in a long time, so I was trying to figure out, I was like, why does this look different? It's because I'm not the brightest person alive. So this, it can't go even with the tree butted up against it. It has to go along the front or the back to be supported right. So this actually needs to go around the side of the tree, so we're gonna lose a little bit of length. So we'll move. I took my hat off because I'm dying here with this bag. Oh no, the old burn on there. Move the bag, just put it in the chair for now. Sit. Hey, Exploratorium. You leaving? All right, bring back snacks. Goober. Okay, so I'm gonna move this to the front side so we won't lose any length off the back. That looks better. All right, so then you can kind of determine how far you want to go. I'm just going just almost the width of the tree to tie that up. Got my height pole there, so you can see what I'm doing. So this is going to get pulled stupid taut, and then I'm going around it multiple times. That makes a hell of a lot more sense. than whatever I thought I was doing before. So we're gonna go around it. I don't know, that's 2 times. You want it tight. And then you should be able to move this support pole. All right, and then I'm gonna go up between the tree and the actual thing and do the fraps, like I did for the tripod. And that's going to, you see, put tension against that and then actually pull it tighter to the tree. This one, since it's going to support more weight, I would definitely tie it off to itself. The tripod I didn't as much because I wasn't as worried about the weight it was supporting. This is going to support all my ridge pulls. So. Wow. It's a diminishing skill, isn't it? I reckon. Wrecked him. Damn near killed him. My dad used to do that when I was a kid. All right, anyway. So that's up. What we got to do now is move that out because obviously me sleeping under that is not going to be long enough. So that's going to go all the way at the end. And then that should be just enough for me and the boy to tuck up in. It's not going to be a ton of room, but I don't need a ton of room, right? He just wants to cry. This little scooch here. Scooch it out. Scoochy scooch. We shouldn't lose a lot of room. That's going to be tight, son. It's not going to be a ton of room. So this needs to just go on the edge here. Like such. Like so. And that should be enough room for me to lay in. But, yeah. You're cute. It's a good thing, because, yeah, that whiny stuff. I like it. Now that this is all together, we are going to start putting ridge poles on the back. Luckily, I've been here once or 15 times, so I have a bunch of poles cut. So I should be able to put them on there. If they're too long, I'll cut the ends of them off. I have a big saw with me. And then I'm gonna try to stack them pretty tight. It could rain, it's not really supposed to. I have a 5x7 tarp, so if it looks moist, I can put it on the back there. But I'm gonna run these poles probably about the same angle as this, and then it'll be enough room for me and him to lay in there off the back. Still a little higher than I want it to be, but that's why we do it. We need to do it more often so that we can get used to it. Yeah, so basically, like this guy. We're gonna do one of these. So the shelter area will actually be this back portion here. I'll probably move these pine needles so I can kick them back a little bit more because I want more depth in here so we can kind of crawl back in here if we need to. And then I'll box the ends of it off and we should have a nice little lean-to and we're done. Let's do a time lapse and you can watch it happen like really, really fast, right? Everybody loves that. Real fast. All right, so I need to adjust this chair for one. So what I realized is it's almost noon, right? And hey, stop, I'm talking. So it's almost noon and I haven't eaten lunch and I usually forget to eat lunch when I'm out here or I bring it and I don't eat it. So I'm gonna stop now and eat lunch. I'm gonna make a little fire so I can boil this water. I have, back up. I have a dog that sits right in front of me. I brought my Joe Robinette Bushcraft pot. I haven't used this in a while and I love this thing. It is tarnished and I say it every time. I freaking love it. I think it's cool whenever they get all beat up and get some wear on them. They're just too pretty when they're new. I try to keep the logo clean because it's cool, but this will hang from a bale. Or you got the handles, you can drink out of it. It's got drip holes. It's awesome. I don't even know if he has them anymore. So what I have for food, I'll bring you guys in a little closer and show you. Let's do that. Hey, we're back. Okay, so I'll show you guys what I got for food this trip. I didn't bring my wax canvas bag because I didn't need as much food or I didn't want to really deal with it. I just brought this little tried and true. This is from Walmart. It comes in a pack of 3 for like $5. They're not waterproof, but they're water resistant and it's paid dividends. I've had it for years. So This is a New York strip that I'll make for later. I totally forgot seasoning. It's okay. It's wrapped in wax paper, and then I have it wrapped in this beeswax wrap. I froze it beforehand, so it's still pretty solid, but then it'll be good and thawed by the end of the day. Hopefully it's not leaking, soaking wet. Stuff everywhere. Leave that alone. I have some veggie chips here, which are amazing. You want one? Go nuts. They have these at Winco where I live, my grocery store, and they're kind of awesome. They're expensive. They're really good. Got some bacon in here for the morning. It was frozen. It is no longer frozen. I have s'more stuff with dark Reese's. And then for lunch, cheese enchilada ranchero. I've had this forever, and I was supposed to take a bunch of trips this year, and I've just been holding on to it. So this is gonna be lunch. So I gotta make a little fire, boil up some water. It's gonna be a banger. So put all this stuff up. Oh, nobody. I know. It's exciting, isn't it? Up squat here. So what we're gonna do, come over here and lay down, is I've got some rope that I'm gonna use, and I think I've got some other tinder in here, and I'm going to bust this up to try to make something a ferrocerium rod will take. So we get our knife out here. Back up, back up. So what we're gonna do is take, I need a piece of wood here. See him. Come over here. Come over here. Come here. Right here. Come here. There you go. Good boy. So I'm gonna cut off some of this. This is fat rope, and I have mixed reviews on it. It's supposed to light when wet. I'm sure it would with a lighter, but a lot better. But it doesn't do very well with a ferrocerium rod. I've had it light before, but I don't know. It's not my favorite. Luckily it's bright orange because Sam's laying there and I'm not trying to interrupt him because he's being a bit of a Ted. So it comes apart in these little things here, and you can have the cardboard you can use as well. I don't know if you can see, but I have a bunch of twigs over here. So you could technically start a fire with all of these. So I'm gonna try to rough these up and get them in here. They have like a waxy kind of material on them, but I don't know. They don't take a spark phenomenally. So I'm hoping there'll be more of a fire sustainment thingy. And then got a piece of jute twine here. This is from Wally World. You can get a ton of it for almost nothing. They have the thinner stuff too, but this is better for making fire because there's more of it. Cut a chunk of that off. Probably gonna lose that. It might rain. It's like a 20% chance, but I'm starting to wonder. These little fuzzies all over me. So you can bust this up at home if you want beforehand and make it fluffy, so you don't have to do it when you're camping, but I ain't got anything to do, so we're gonna do it right now. I think I kind of did this in my last video I was out here. I was watching it the other day just to see what I did. It's a very similar setup, very similar trip, but that's fine because that's what I like to do, and I hadn't done it in a long time, so I don't think it counts, right? It was like a year, it was almost a year ago I was out here. So I tried to come out here for, whatchamacallit, I don't know, one of those big holiday weekends we had. There's the fuzzy stuff you want. And they had a fire ban. So I was like, yeah, you can camp without a fire, but I don't want to do that. I wanted to have a fire and sit around and like, what else am I gonna do? All right, so we're gonna put that there. Put our fuzzy stuff right there. When that lights, I got twigs over here to get started. We got some crap in my legs. It's totally gonna, it might rain. All right, so let's see what we can do here. Ow. Bony knees. Alrighty. All right, that's going. Back up. It's fire. Sam, go. Are you crazy? Move, 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 move. Last time we were out here, he got real stupid with fire too. He walked through it. Well, losing his edge, man. Alrighty. Some pine needles, why not? This stuff in the fire kit. Notice I put my knife away real quick because it's not, you start doing a fire, it's real easy to get kind of spazzy with the fire because you want to keep it going. And the next thing you know, you are stabbing yourself. I know, I almost cut my finger off with a hatchet because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Come on, baby. Sweet. Water's boiling. All right, now we can continue with the lunch festivities. What's up, peoples? So while the water was boiling, I put a couple more ribs on, drug some more wood up here to put a few more ribs onto the shelter. I'd forgotten Sam's water bowl. It's in the garage because he'd take it with us to the park, and then his other one's in the camper. So I was like, crap, he's screwed, right? So I was having him drink out of the top of his Nalgene, which wasn't going great. It was going everywhere, and then I was thinking about his food, like he could eat off the ground, but that sucks. So I was trying to think what I could do. I didn't dig too much, but I remembered I have a canteen cup with a canteen in my truck, so I got that out, and that's what he's drinking water out of now. So he's had coffee out of it before, so what's it matter? I had to move my chair, which is probably the scenery looks a little different. The smoke was blowing straight at where my chair was set up. So the water, it boiled, and then you have to let it sit in the bag for 12 minutes to rehydrate, and then you gotta stir it and then let it sit for a little bit longer. So that's finishing. Stop. But yeah, it's overcast, which is nice. I'm just hoping it doesn't rain because I don't have shelter built or done. And then, yeah, I don't feel like trying to keep him from getting wet too. I still need to tighten this up. I don't know why it's so loose. Loosey-goosey. So, back up. Sam, back up. Back up. He doesn't know how to back up when we're in the woods for some reason. He wants to be right on my lap. So, quit. So I haven't been out forever, and it was due to a bunch of reasons, but yeah, it's nice being out here again. I can tell it has been a long time. It feels like it's been like forever ever. I'm moving before too long to Idaho, so there will be no more Nevada action or Southwest, but which is okay. It'll be new scenery and new videos and new playground for me and for him. So that's the update. A lot more videos and stuff because I have a lot of new places to go that are closer than driving hours and hours and hours from my house now with gas prices being outrageous. That's been a big damper on trips. So yeah, I'm gonna eat and keep working on this shelter. I did cap off the end, one of the ends of it too. I don't know if I'm gonna cap the other end off. I kind of like keep it open so I can see like toward the truck and the road area, like out of the woods, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. Kind of playing it by ear, doing whatever I want to do. So yeah, enjoying that it's not beating down sun, it's not 110 degrees, and I'm not sitting on my couch. So I'm fortunate enough that there is Samke's trying to walk into this saw, that there's a ton of down wood here, so I should be able to find some good stuff. You want it pretty straight, like this one's got a curve to it, because otherwise it's not going to make a very good ridge pull. The thicker the better. Be a nice little camp spot down there too. Down the hill ways. Ooh wee. I really got to fix your vest, my guy. Oh, hey, look. So this thing's super straight. That's going to be a lot of good pieces, so I think this might be our winter chicken nugget days. Nailed it. hold way up high of what you're doing. You don't have to worry about hitting your fingers. I have first aid, but I just assume not tape a finger back on. So that's one pole. We gotta do a lot. A lot, bub. I need to retighten that thing. My little collar I made. Probably need to sharpen that. Anyway, squirrel. Yep, so we got another one here. And another one down. She's a little long, but I always cut the ends up off. So I think, try to get all these on there. I don't like the thin guy. I'll run the saw across the top and even those up. So it looks like Bodie. Like Boudet. Okay, I got done eating. This is how we're looking in the old shelter. Real bushy, huh? Cut the tops off of those. Some of them really long. Sorry, it's sawdust. So what I'm thinking, I'll tuck back in there. You can see I closed off that end wall. I've pretty much got this one closed off. I'm gonna throw a few more sticks in there probably and call it a day. I don't think I'm gonna insulate the back. I'm just gonna leave it like that, just kind of a heavier cover. Ideally you wanna use pine, like green pine, but could use that tree that's kind of messed up there and cut those off, but I don't think it'd be enough, so I don't know if it's worth it. But yeah, we're gonna tuck back in there and that'll be home for the night. Pretty sweet. That's the exit that way, so that'll give me a good view of what's out there, just in case the cows come, as they like to. Yeah, he's being really good right now. Don't tell him. Y'all, I am gross. I'm dirty. Got like crap all over my arms from cutting wood. My hair turns grayer in the woods, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna sit down for a little bit and chill. The shelter's about done. I don't really want to put the bed out yet because all you gotta do is blow up my air mattress and then throw the blanket out, because all I brought was a wool blanket. And then I have a whoopee in there for him that I'll put down kind of next to me, and then I can fold it over on him. So in the 50s tonight, high 50s, like low 60s, he'll be fine. As long as it doesn't RAIN. Oh man, I'm gross. And you don't know, well, you will, because by the time I post this, I will have posted the pictures. I'm going to the Grand Canyon tomorrow, so I'm chill, bud. So I'm gonna have to wet wipe it up because I'm gross. I don't want to be out in the front country with people. So I'm gonna hang out for a bit. I might write in the journal here soon, and then after that, who knows? I'm about done with the shelter, so that's the big build. We'll see. So I haven't got this far in school yet, but what kind of fungus is that? I'll say it's Yule s'more fungus. I'm gonna go on a limb and say I shouldn't eat it, but I've never noticed that out here before. Just curious. Do you know what it is? Here's what I'm thinking, kids. If I take these sticks and sharpen the ends of them, I can put them in the ground next to the fire pit, and then I can put a stick across it and put my pot on it and boil water, which is pretty Gucci. I've never done it. It's not a crazy hard thing. I just thought, why not? So got a couple sticks. We'll see if I don't break them. I'm gonna try to sharpen the ends down and go from there. So try to see if we can do this without destroying these things, because they like to break apart. Just not smoke them as hard as we do the other ones. There we go. I can also carve these with my knife to get the point down further, and I probably will. I don't want to get it started with the axe. Yeah, let's see, why not? This one might be a little more frail. It's amazing how many sticks I could not find with a Y in them. This one's a little more green. which you want green ones. They would actually work better, but I'm not trying to take anything off trees here. And a lot of this is burnt, so it's gonna be dead stuff anyway. Not terrible. Not my worst handiwork. Nothing. Let's see if we can get that one without breaking it. Another thing too is when you do it with a knife, it gets a little thinner. Then when you try to shove it in the ground, so it doesn't work very well sometimes. That might work if I clean it up a little bit with the knife. Yeah, this dead one might not work as well. Got the wind blowing through here. I think the thunder clouds moved out. So should be good news. I just screwed that one all up, so we're gonna do that one with the knife. Yeah, let's see what we can do. I'll show you the final product. Hopefully it'll work. If not, I will tell you about it. So I would not build a house on it, but it's a pretty sappy stick in the middle too, so she may catch on fire. That'll do, donkey. Look at that. Put some water weight in there. I think it'll be good. That's exciting and campy as hell. So then I can have a fire going. I'll throw my water in there and then we'll boil up water. It's pretty sweet, man. Pretty sweet. I'm cutting up some firewood in the meantime. So some of this, right, like this thinner crap, you don't necessarily have to use a saw. Sometimes it doesn't want to break, but sometimes it's easier just to stomp on it. Actually got 2 little pieces. So I try to organize them. I've told you guys 1,000 times the sizes. See what pencil lead, pencil, thumb, wrist. But as I break them, if they come, I've been trying to do like bigger slices or pieces, medium, and then my little stuff that I'll probably start it with and then feed it. Yeah, it's a good way to get it started. Now when you start getting thicker than a snicker, then you can start cutting it with an axe or a hatchet or a saw. Any of those actually. Hey, yeah, lay right there. Like this stuff, I could probably break this, but I have it. I'm not gonna mess with it. So a lot of times if you're cutting, if you pull up on this, right, you're gonna pinch your saw blade. So what you can do, a lot of times this thinner stuff, you'll get through it before it pinches. If it's bigger, everybody's like, don't cut in your triangle, right? Like cutting in here. What you can do is kind of jam it in the ground and cut and then pry back on this and it'll help split it open. I'll show you though. It usually works pretty well with this thinner. See? No big deal. The big stuff like this, you can see that, that'll take a little more effort and finesse. Pinched a little bit, flip it over, G to G. Probably don't need this much firewood, but man, I came out here this time. Let me get black all over my hat. Literally no one has been out here. No one. Like all my crap was laying where I put it almost a year later, which is great because this is like this is my spot, but it's just crazy to me. Figured somebody would have been out here. Like nobody. It's nuts. It's a little nutty. Hello, spider. Look at those flies, my guy. There you go. He vanished. It's not gonna come off. Okay. Pinching a little bit, break it. Ooh, You all right, my guy? Get some water. Eat. I think it's too early for dinner. It's only 5:45, but it's not too early for hot chocolate, and it's not really hot out. So I'm gonna start a little fire here and get some water going so that I can have, and it's gonna be like warm chocolate because I don't really want it boiling because it's still warm. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. It's exciting. Yay for having my drinks and coffee always packed. Should be about game time here. I didn't want it to get boiling because it's still warm, but I don't want to be cold cocoa, I guess, because it's not going to blend as well. The big thing here is the ratio. My other kuksa was handmade and it was a lot smaller, so I never get enough water in it, and it was like pure chocolate. It was good, but it was thick. 3 C's. So 6 fluid ounces of water. I don't think we're gonna do that. No, says I. We're gonna fill this bad boy up. I think she's 12. It's gonna be full up, Brad. So we should be ready to rock here. Let me see. I didn't do a big fire. Oh, that stick's warm. Get the old hanky out here so I don't burn the crap out of myself. Put the stick down. Are you ready? You ready for the magic? You have a little fancy swirl there. Oh yeah, it's good and warm. It'll be perfect. Perfect. We don't need boiling cocoa. We need warm cocoa as opposed to hot cocoa. And balance. All right, I think we're good. So I kind of wanted to start the fire anyway because the gnats and the flies were getting bad. Why's your tongue out? Does anybody else's dog do this? Like they have to be in your face? I got a friend of mine and she has I think he's mostly chocolate lab, but I think he's got some pit in him. He does the same thing though, and the facial expressions are very similar to this fool. They have to be in your face all the time. Yeah, I hit the temperature on that one just right. I nailed it. Nailed it. Yes. Yes. He's only doing that because I have FOOD. And he thinks he's going to get some. So I think for the steak tonight, that was warm. I think for the steak tonight, I don't have seasoning. There's probably wild onions out here somewhere. I'm not going to go look for them. That would be cool though. But I don't have any seasoning. But the good thing is over the wood, it's going to taste better anyway. So I don't know what kind of wood this is. I'm not that well versed. That's another thing I'm going to be studying is plants and wood in general. 1 for my degree and 2 for me. And then, yeah, I should be able to get some good flavor off the smoke anyway. So what I might try to do, there's a bunch of rocks. I might try to build the rocks up to have it higher above the coals and then kind of smoke it. So maybe I'll have like smoky flavor anyway. But it's a New York strip and I'm in the woods, so I don't think there's much to complain about. I haven't seen a lot of like animals through here, like birds. You hear them. That one. Yeah. Ain't bad. Hot cocoa, always bring it. Here's the move. Put rocks down. I'm gonna put the grill on. So I think about that distance. Holy crap, that's hot. That should work. Burn burn the crap out of myself. I hope that, it's always the thing. Like, is it gonna fall over? Let's hope not. Let that get a little preheat. We'll get our steak on. If you don't have beeswax wraps, they are great. This is a sandwich wrap, but I put a steak in it because it doesn't have to be a sandy. So, and they're reusable and you can freeze them and they're just kind of awesome. Their steak, oh yeah, she's thawed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's see what happens here. Considering we don't have seasoning. How do I do it, donkey? So there was an unfortunate balancing accident with our rocks and our grill. So I ended up doing direct coal cooking, not by choice. So we have a good steak here. I think it'll still be good. My little plate, which is not as wide as I wanted, but it'll work, and it's been a while, so maybe I'm just a little rusty on the food making action. I need to find my spoon. It's somewhere in this bag. Where's it at? Gotta get it. My s'more stuff. It's been thundering, and it's cooling off, which is making me wonder if I'm gonna get rained on. So I'm kind of debating whether I should try to stretch that poncho across the back of the shelter, because I could curl up in the bivy sack, but he can't. There's some thunder, so I'm hoping it does it. It thundered earlier and nothing came down, so I don't know. It changes so much here. There was a time, I think like a week ago, and it rained every day for like a week. So I was looking at coming, and I was like, I'm not gonna go when it's raining like intentionally with him. And yeah, so I don't know. Maybe getting a little moist here in a little bit. That might not quite be, maybe a little raw. About to find out. Just a little pink, like a little really pink. Yeah, I still got some time to go on. Crap. Crisis averted. Maybe. I put the poncho on the back of the shelter, so it's literally enough to cover me. So he's gonna be like on top of me if it's a downpour. We're gonna be running for the truck because I did not bring, I thought I brought a 5x7. I lied, I did not. So it's gonna be, yeah, hightailing it to the truck. So I hope not, but we will see. We'll see how she goes. That's cooked right. She was a little undone. Now it's nice and pink. Now we're good. Now it's dinner time. I know you were wondering, and yes, 100% doing s'mores. I have my stick carved. It's still thundering. I have a kit of graham crackers. You always bring enough for 2, and then I always bring 3 marshmallows just in case I drop one. And then the secret ingredient, I just broke a cracker. Boom. Boom. Reese's dark chocolate thins. They are phenomenal on a s'more. They're phenomenal to eat anyway, especially if you're a fatty McFat and you love Reese's. So Reese's are like my candy. So I am 100% gonna put these on the s'mores. So let's get after it. It's pretty. Sun's coming through and hitting the trees as it sets. We got our cloudy, rainy-ish, but I think we're gonna be okay. All right, I think numero uno, because we're eating too, because we fat, is done. Try to give you a different angle here so let's take a look at the sky. This one got some blisters. We got some good heat going in the fire there. See how she does. Oh yeah. You know it's good when they come off pretty clean. There's a tiny remnant of marshmallow. Oh, we got a little burnt shell. Some of that. So the goal here is to let it sit for a second and melt that. Luckily it's like 82. It's got to be like 80 maybe now, maybe. So they're already pre-melting. Kind of a big deal. Kind of really excited about it. Here, you want to see it? I'll show it to you. Look at that yumminess. I'm gonna eat that and we're gonna make another one. I swear I looked at the forecast and it did not say rain today, but it is totally lightly sprinkling right now, and it's thundering pretty good. So I'm back here in the under what little bit of overhang I have. Sam's laying out in the yard, I guess you want to call it, out front, not undercover. So if it starts pouring, I'll drag him in here, but I think it's gonna rain. Should've brought a tarp. Oh, good morning. That was our tent last night. Looks a lot like my truck. It stormed its ass off last night. Like crazy lightning and thunder, and it was nuts. And my little poncho that was on the back was not doing it. And then on top of that, my air mattress went flat, and I tried to blow it up and it went flat, so it's gonna leak in it, and I could not find it. So we slept, both of us, in the back of the extended cab part of my truck, and it was not good. Sam was losing his mind, and I wanted to kill him. Yeah, it was crazy, but I am gonna take my stuff and see if I can go get a fire going so I can get coffee going. It's some breakfast. All right, everything is super wet, obviously. Might be able to get a fire going. I have the little wax fire starters, so I'm gonna see if I can do that with the smaller stuff and get it going. It's actually pretty dry under the tarp area, but it's just where I was laying, and I couldn't get him to come in there either, which is not a good deal. You want some water, buddy? Yeah, crazy. Did not know it was gonna storm like that. It was wild. Let's see what we can do though. All right, I'm not doing anything fancy here. I got my wax fire starters, and I'm gonna use a lighter. I thought I had more fat wood. I only have one little bitty piece, so we're gonna see what happens. I don't know if this is gonna light worth a crap because all this stuff is soaked. It like sprinkled for a little bit, and then it just, man, it like let loose. It was thundering and it was crazy. I didn't mind the storm. He definitely did. He was not having it. In the truck, it was not a good place to sleep for a thunderstorm. Well, being 6 foot tall didn't help anything either, but yeah, good times. It's a good teaching opportunity. So since everything I had collected on the ground is wet, the good thing is that since these trees have dead branches on them, you can grab that stuff and it's up off the ground, so it's going to dry faster. It's not going to be as saturated as the stuff on the ground, so it's going to be your best bet for getting kindling. Let's just hope that it cooperates. Well, I got enough dry to get that going. I got the coffee on in the pot, so I'll get that boiling here soon, and then I have my bacon I'm going to throw in there at some point. And then we should get some breakfast going, and then I'll grab the rest of the gear and get out of here. I didn't think the fire was going to go like that. I forgot about pulling them off of trees, basically dead standing, so what a crazy trip. That might be the end of it. I'm gonna get this bacon done and eat really quick and have this coffee, and then head out to the Grand Canyon. So thanks for hanging out, sticking around, waiting for me to start posting again. Yeah, I'll try to get some more up for you guys. Yeah. Next time, we're bringing a full tarp, just in case. And I gotta get a new air mattress. Whew. Bacon's still cooking. It is a slow smoking type thing, so I don't want to burn the crap out of it. That's the first hit of coffee though, and it is phenomenal. Cowboy coffee just hits different. Having real grounds in there. I've been doing a lot of the instant when I camp, but man, this is where it's at. You don't need creamer or anything. All right, Sam, back up. He doesn't like sleeping in the truck either. Let me get this bacon finished up and get the hell out of here. What a night. What a night.